So this driver reference, object reference, is used to call all the methods of this class. So there is a find element method which returns web element type interface. The find element method is returning web element type. So that web element interface and the element name you are writing here. These all concepts are return type methods concept. So the find element method, you have to pass an argument, your locator name. So now first locator is ID locator. But ID is where? It's a method, right? I told you it's a method in the by class. That's why by class name dot static method I am calling. See, everything methods are you seeing or not? See that. Class name dot static method, and I'm going to pass the class value. So this is returning for me an a web element. The type of this element is a web element type. This is a type, and then element name and the browser reference. So that means in this browser, that means Chrome browser. Now we opened in the Chrome browser, right? So in this Chrome browser, you are identifying this element with a find element method by ID. You are using ID locator. That ID value you pass it there. So what is the ID value? We have given email, right? Just take this. This is how you need to write in Selenium WebDriver. Any questions here? This is just object reference I am using, and then method to find the element is find element method, which identifies the single element based on the given locator. You have to give argument for that, a locator. So what locator type you are using? So the locators are, I already mentioned, static methods in the by class. I am calling that static method and I am passing argument for this ID value. What ID you are using to identify this element? So that ID value I have taken from HTML, double click, Control C, and you can get it. That's what I did. So this is how you will write in Selenium WebDriver. Now next element. So there is a name, you can identify with the name also. So you can identify with the name also. So let's see with the name. You can identify with the name. First identify here with the Catalan. So go to next row. Name equal to name value you have to write in the Catalan if you want to identify that. Now spy on that. Spy and finder. Use a finder to identify that. See that? It is highlighting. That means one element you can identify in different ways. One is using if there is ID. If there is no ID, you can take other attributes what are there. Now you have ID, name, and class also there. But let's see whether the class is going to help or not. Sometimes class is going to be common for multiple elements. If the class is common, you cannot use the first element it will identify, not the other element, whichever the element you are looking for. But make sure it is unique queue. So it should not be a duplicate. If it is a duplicate, always the first one will identify, not the next one. Whatever, for example, you want to identify the password edit box. Maybe the class can be common for both of them. We'll see that. We'll see. How do you know that? By spying on this. Now you spy on this. So you spy on this element, then you will come to know that. Or you right click. Why it's not right click? So right click and see class is common. If I take a class, it is going to be a problem, right? So first let's see the with the name, okay? Then we'll go to that one. So it identified, right, with the name. You can see that. But same thing how to write in Selenium WebDriver. So this is the one, by name locator. Again, first your interface, the type of that find element method. What is the return type of find element method? Web element interface. Make a note of all this. The return type of find element method is web element interface. That's why data type of this method. So you have to write, where is my mouse? Yeah. So return type of that web element, then your element name, then object reference. If you want to call this method, you have to call object reference. This is the browser you are referring, browser reference, driver dot find element, by dot name locator I am using, and that name you give that. So this is how you can use in the Selenium WebDriver. Same with, let's try with a class name. So you can try with the class name also. So two locators I have shown you how to identify the elements. So I'll check. If you want to use this class value, it's not going to work out, right? So let's try those. You can try one more. First try with the Catalan recorder, because with that syntax you cannot identify. WebDriver syntax you cannot write here to identify that. You have to use Catalan recorder to check whether your identification is working or not. Then you convert into WebDriver format. So go to one more row, class. You have to write a class, not class name. So click on this. Still it will identify, not an issue, because so there is no other element on top of this. That's why it is identifying. But if you want to identify this with the class password edit box, it is not going to identify, because the first occurrence is username edit box, then password. So that's why directly you cannot identify here. Next, let me identify button. So button is having a class. So but this button class is not proper. See, there is a this is class values. There is a spaces between the word to word. There are two words. That means composite word. Composite words cannot be identified by Selenium directly with a class. So this kind of things you will get in only with the class. So such cases, let's see whether it is going to identify or not. Let's take a class and class value. Yeah, it's identifying the class value. See, the login button is highlighting. So then you can use that in the Selenium WebDriver. You can write login button, right? You can put this. Again, web element first, left hand side web element, the return type of find element method. Okay, return type of find element method. So web element, the element name, that's what I told you. Element name, then type of element. Element name, type of element. See how I am writing. Same format you have to follow everywhere. This is the practices. You have to tell first name and what type is that. See, name, what type is that. Whether it is a button or radio button or checkbox, you have to clearly tell that. Then you will understand and other people can understand. The naming the variable is very important. Camel case, we are using a camel case again. Okay, so then let's go to the next one, checkbox. So I covered ID, name, class. So here I have used it for class. Class name is the locator name when it comes to Selenium WebDriver. Not class. Class is an attribute in HTML, but it's not Same you have to write here in the WebDriver. You have to take the locator name. The locator name is a class name, but you will use the value of class attribute for this locator. So that's what we did. Then it will identify that. It will go identify this button. So this is how you have to write in Selenium WebDriver, the syntaxes. Next, link. So there is a forget password, forget your password. Yeah, this is the checkbox. Let's see checkbox what is. So I told you checkboxes is going to have input tag. All this you should know them. Then name they have provided, type, value, but there is no ID. Then I have to use for this name only. I have to use for this name only. So see that ID they haven't given. Whatever is available, you use that. But can I use value? I cannot use now. There is no value in the locator list. So what is the locators? ID, name, class. These are the three attributes only given in the locator list. Value is not there in the locator list. I cannot use. Type is not in the locator list. But type is an attribute. But it's not in the Selenium WebDriver locator list. Then what about, sir, if they haven't provided ID, name, class, then how can you identify? That's a question, right? That you might have a doubt on that. So I'll show you that. For that, there is another options. See, name is there. So let me identify with the name. So take this plus icon and name equal to remember and highlight it. See, it's highlighting. That means it is recognizing. Then you can use this same convert into WebDriver format. What is a WebDriver format we need to write? Web element. What is that element name? What is this element name? What is this checkbox name?
Read checkbox. Remember me checkbox.
Read.
Input.
See, this is a label. You have
Remember
to see
me
this label.
checkbox.
Remember me checkbox. You have to write remember me checkbox equal to first object reference dot find element by dot. So what is that locator? We have used name locator. So use the name value. So two brackets you have to close. One for the name method, another for the find element method. So that's how you can check. See how many brackets? 1, 2. You have to close them in the same order. So that's the how you can identify the web elements. Okay. Any questions till now? We covered 3 locators: ID, name, class name. Now I'm going for the next locator. That is link text locator. So next locator is, I'm going for this link text locator and partial link text locator. So these two I will show you. So now, but you have to find out the elements. First link, that is only for link, right? See, this is the link. How do you know this is a link? See, when you mouse over on that, is changing to pointer is changing to hand icon. That's a one hint for you. That's a link. But still you want to make sure it's 100% link. Right click on that, inspect, check if it is a tag, it's a link. So if a tag is there, it's a link, 100% confidence. So you have to look in the HTML. So a tag is there, it's a link. Now where you can find that link? See that there is a class is there, class attribute, a tag after class attribute, href attribute. See, href attribute has a value, and there is some more attributes also. And this is the close a tag before the link name is there. The link text, whatever you are seeing on the UI, same is there in the with the a tag they mentioned. So just copy this. and I will write here. So take one more link. You have to write a link here. See, it is identifying. But same thing, how you need to convert into WebDriver format. So you have to write this. So what is forget password? I will write one more line. So first web element, it returns your find element method. Return type I am writing here. I am not writing my own. Find element method return type I am writing. What method, what data it is returning? That is returning web element type. It is returning a web element type. Then what is the name of that? Forget password. What is the type of element it is?
Link.
Link equal to object reference dot find element, and what is the locator we need to use? Link text. The locator name in Selenium WebDriver for links is link text. So you just give the link. Sir, do I need to give complete thing? If you use a link text, you have to give exact value. Even if you remove the question mark also, it won't work. Link text means exact value. So that's the locator. But can I shortcut this? Yes, you can do that. So there is one more locator called, so this is the link text locator, right? By link text. So there is one more called partial link text. This is another function in the Selenium WebDriver. Partial link text means you can take a partial. You can take a beginning portion, you can take end portion, anything. You don't need to write a complete. Not mandatory to write a complete exact text. You can give a, it's a kind, it is going to search for the contains part, whatever you have given. So let me write again web element. CSS interface naming conventions, you should remember. What is the interface naming conventions? What are interface naming conventions? Same as a class name, Andy.
So
What is
every
the
word
class
first letter
naming
should be
conventions?
every word first letter should be in
Letters.
capital letters, uppercase.
So that's what we did here, right? Every word first letter cap letter. Web W capital. E element E capital. So that's a same as a class name. Naming conventions. Basic points also you are not able to remember. That's my worry. So web element, which element we are identifying? Forget password link. Equal to driver dot find element by dot partial link text. So that's a function. That's why parenthesis you need to put and give. It's a string type. So I have to give. See, I can remove. I don't need to give complete. That's the advantage with this partial link text. You can give complete. You can give beginning part. You can give end part. You can give middle part. So basically, it takes a contains inside this method. They have implemented a logic. Search for the word you have given in the DOM, HTML DOM. What is meant by DOM? Document Object Model. DOM means, don't confuse. DOM is nothing but entire page structure. So that DOM it will go and search for this keyword, this link text keyword, and then it will identify this element. So that's the 5 locators. So any questions on 5 locators before going for the next locator? Tag name locator. You can take a tag for any, but there are many tags, right? Let me see if I have any button tag, or let me use this header tag. So there is no header tag. Oh, they used image for this. Even image. So image has a alt attribute, alternative text. So we can go to
static text.
which is static text. No, you cannot use that. All those locators are not there, right? So you have to look for the locators which are there. I am looking for the tag name locator. So I want to show you a header tag where you can find headers. So somewhere if you log in, you might get this. Is this a header? I think they have taken this as a H1 tag. See, I can identify this H1. See, I can put a tag name H1. So if you put a tag name H1, it will identify. So maybe tag name is there or not in the, so Catalan, I don't know, but let's put tag name equal to H1. I don't think so this has. So this is a Selenium WebDriver locator. This is not Catalan recorder locator, so it won't identify. So you can do that in the browser itself. Control F you do. In the HTML you select that. Control F you do. You can just put H1. See, there are 1 of 8 it is showing. That means 8 H1 tags are there in this space. 8 H1 tags are there in this space. See all the elements, save button, checkbox, edit boxes. So this is a text area and a choose file. So you can get a choose file also. Input tag they have given. So then, so these are all, this is another H1 tag. But yeah, first one it will identify. So you can use H1 tag. So how to convert this into, whether it is identified and how do we know? So it is going one by one. Let's see. Yeah, now it highlighted, right? The first one is that one. So it will go and recognize the first one. Selenium will identify the first one. Even so, if you have a duplicate, 8 instances are there with H1, but Selenium will identify first one only. But other tools will throw error. But Selenium will show identify that by tag name. Let me show you by tag name. By tag name. So how to write? Again, web element. So element name is, what is that element name? Header text, right? Add new student to event. Add new student to event header text equal to driver dot find element is a function, that's why parenthesis, by I need to call the locator tag name, and the tag name is H1 tag. So this is how you can identify. Basically, tag name is used to fetch many elements, bunch of elements. So for example, you want to find all the links in the web page, you will use this tag name. And you want to fetch all the drop down options, you will use tag name locator. So you drop down options are going to have option tag, right? First you identify your drop down, Then the drop down dot find elements method is there, one more plural method. Find element is a singular verb. Find elements is the plural verb. Plural means what?
Many.
Many, right? So plural verb is there, find elements method. If you want many, use the plural form of this find element method. But the plural verb find elements is not going to return a web element. It is going to return a list type collection. That's why I'm telling you, list collection, set collection, these are important. List collection it returns. So that's what again tag name you will use such cases. WebDriver. So drop down options, if you want to fetch, you will use tag name locator. It will fetch a group of elements. But you have to give here a driver, not driver reference that time. That time you have to give drop down first you will identify the drop down element with this process. You will use any of this process to identify first your drop down you identify, then drop down dot find elements method you will use. Drop down dot find elements method by dot tag name option tag you will give. Then what will happen, in that drop down all the options it will fetch and stores in the list collection. So collection framework why you will use, for storing purpose, right? So
Right.
that's the main concept. That's why these methods will return list collection, and there some methods will return set collection. So you have to use again generics there. Generics concept also will come there. So it returns a generic type. That's why collections is the crucial. Whoever missed, go and refer those collection multiple times. You refer them. Still you have a time, refer and practice this. So this practice you don't need much time. Just half an hour, 1 hour if you spend, you can finish it off. All this. Okay. Now we completed 6 locators. Now the very important one we are entering now, CSS selector. This is the one. So I have given already examples here. So then WebDriver syntax I have given here. So in the Catalan how to write, I have given the syntax and I have shown you in the Catalan how to write. So then WebDriver syntax also I have given. Then link text I have given already. Yeah, Anju, go ahead.
So I was trying to do in the Catalan, and the same web page I took as a reference.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do something on the Catalan, it does not highlight in that website, or it doesn't connect with each other. I don't know how to.
Can you share your screen? Let me
Yes.
give you. Yeah, that's the good thing. You see, if you try, uh, you have to try, right? So I'll help you out. So in the
So
class itself, if you try, it is good for you. You see, you're trying. That's a good thing. Others also do the same thing. Yeah, go ahead, Anju. Share your screen.
I don't think I have a capability to share. Okay, now I have some.
Yeah.
So here is the Catalan.
Can you open your? I cannot see your Catalan.
One, that's
Yeah. So open the website.
no, I have the
Any
Catalan.
website is fine. So minimize, Manju. So Anju, you can minimize. No,
Okay.
middle one. There is a middle. You can squeeze it. There is in the top right side. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now you can move here and there, and you can reduce the width also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go to the website.
So this is the website.
Ah. So you take one element. Identify any of the no. First you choose which element you want to identify. Spy on that. First get that HTML code. Any element, you spy on that element. First you have to click on that element, right click, inspect. It will highlight there, right?
Right.
So there you have to take ID or name, whatever it is there. What is there? ID is there?
Uh,
ID is
yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
Name you have to take. There is a
Okay.
name. Copy the
Student.
name value. Double click on that. Just double click on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Control C
Okay.
and open Catalan recorder now.
Okay.
Just bring little bit this side. Write name. You that is a name locator, right? Just put a
That's
name equal to name value. You can paste it. Yeah. Now click on the torch icon. Torch. There is a torch on the above. Yeah. Click on that. You're missing that again. No. Click on again. Malam. Again mouse over there. Yeah. Click on that. The torch icon.
this one, the
Yeah.
finder.
Yeah. Finder. Yeah. See. One
Oh,
more
yeah.
time.
Yes.
You can see, right?
Yes. Yes. I see it now.
That's how.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir. Got it.
So you can keep both side by side and you
Mhm.
can give that exact which locator, but make sure you have a ID. If ID is not there, you go for the second locator. Look for
Okay.
that in the HTML,
Mhm.
which locator is there. That's
Okay.
important. Oh,
Okay.
ID is not there. Then you have to look for the name locator. If name
Uh-huh.
is not there, then look for the class name
Let's
locator.
see.
Like that you have to, that's why they provided many. So always the developer won't give all the attributes. Okay.
Mhm.
Whatever he has provided, you need to take them. Clear?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. But placeholder, area label, value, title, these attributes you cannot use. Type, you cannot use directly. But those are not in the locator list, right? That's why you cannot use them. But there is
Yeah.
another option I'll show you.
Okay.
So in the XPath and CSS selector, you can use that. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Mhm. Thank you.
Good. So that's how you need to do that. If you keep doing and you will understand and you get stuck, I'm here to help you. Or our mentors also will help you.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, the attribute name, whatever they mentioned in the DOM, we have to give as it is or what, sir?
Hmm. Otherwise,
Attribute name.
for
Attribute, right?
example, there is a house number 12345. If you give 123, there will be some other house in the 123. It will go there,
But
right?
not,
It won't come
but
to
not the
your
value.
12345.
Not the value, sir. The attribute name. That, uh, she mentioned the name. That one, sir.
That's what attribute name you have to give it as it is.
As it is. Okay.
Locators you have locator, not attribute.
Yeah.
Locator.
Mm-mm.
Locator is ID, name, class, right?
Correct, sir.
Those she has given name is one of the locator.
Yes, sir.
It won't work for the ARIA label and type value. It won't work. Even
Okay.
if you give also exact attribute name,
Mm-hmm.
only the locator list will work. Whatever is there in the
Yes, sir.
locator list, you can write.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next one is CSS. If you see here, CSS is used to identify the another format of locators. So you can use same ID. If you have ID for that element, you can write in the CSS format. How you will write in the CSS format? This is the syntax. Tag name, hash, ID value, or just hash ID value also. Fine. Just hash ID value is also works. So, or you can give this format. Tag name, hash ID value. So, this ID belongs to which tag? You can mention that and then put a hash symbol. Then you write the ID value. So, that's how you are going to write in CSS. Sir, if ID is there, I can use directly ID, right? Why I need to write in the CSS format? The reason is CSS is the quickest locator in all the locators. Out of all 7, 8 are there, right? Selenium will identify very quickly with the CSS. Even ID also quickest locator because that's a unique one, right? But a name, class name, there might be a duplicates. It will take some time to think. If duplicates are there, it will take some time. But if it is a unique queue, it will quickly identifies. But if you write in CSS, some companies will prefer only CSS. That's why we need to learn CSS format also. Google uses only CSS. They won't use any other locator. Such cases, then you need to know, right, how to write in CSS format. That's why we are using this tag name hash ID value. So see the tag name input hash the ID value I have written. So then it will identify. So let me show you that example. Here we have so many with ID, right? You take any one. So is it having ID? Yeah, there is ID. You can see first name, edit box. So I'll open a Catalan. Even you can write this in your browser itself. So you just select this, right? Control F you do. Just put input hash ID value. See, it's recognizing. You can see here 1 of 1. You don't need even Catalan recorder. So you can identify here itself in the browser itself. 1 of 1. That means with this value, it is identifying only 1. So, and your element also identified there. See, highlighted. So it is highlighting. Input hash ID value. Or even simply you can write only hash ID value also, not required a tag name. See, even if you give hash ID value also, it is recognizing. But how to convert this into CS, a WebDriver syntax? So let's go to WebDriver syntax, how to write. See, CSS by ID web element. The element name is first name edit box, right? First name edit box. Driver dot find element by dot. The locator name here is CSS selector. The locator name is CSS selector. And then see, I'm giving a value. So let's give that value. So hash ID value. So this is how you can write that. Again, element name is common. I'm not, from where you are getting this name in the web page. See, this control label is a first name. That's what I used, that first name edit box. Driver dot find element by dot CSS selector the ID value. Then what about class? Can I use same formula for a class and for other attributes? No. This formula is only for ID. This formula is only for ID. Please be attentive here. This formula you can use only for ID attribute.